Hey y'all! So I heard from my broker in charge recently, who is awesome by the way, that the newest thing for real estate agents is YouTube. So here I am on my porch swing, my little dog, and I'm coming on to talk about something that we call in the real estate world FSBOs, or for sale by owners. So these are houses and homes that are being sold by the person who owns them. They're not using a real estate agent, they are doing all of the paperwork and the meetings and all the hard work themselves. So kudos to you guys, honestly, because this is a job that we get paid for and you guys are doing it on your own. And I have dealt with a ton of FSBOs in the last 6 months, and I just wanted to talk about a couple of things that I've seen, a couple of areas that could use some improvement. So the first thing that I've noticed is so many of you guys don't have the specifics regarding things like acreage and square footage and things like that. So when a buyer comes up to your house, they oftentimes want to know exactly how many square feet you have, exactly how many acres are on your property, exactly where your property lines are, things like that. So having those numbers is super important. The second thing I want to talk about is curb appeal. And this is something that we talk about in the real estate world all the time because it is so important. When somebody pulls up to your house who's a prospective buyer, the first thing that they're going to see is your outside of your house. So they're going to be noticing the flower bed and whether it's bare or if there's some pretty flowers in there. They're also going to be noticing the windows, the brick or the siding or whatever kind of outside of your house stuff is going on there. You know what I mean. So it's super important to have a beautiful curb appeal. And sometimes this is easier in the summer, the winter. You know, it can be easier to plant flowers when it's warm out, obviously. But even hanging up some flowers on your porch or putting, I don't know, a garden gnome out or something that's going to be memorable. I don't know if you guys can hear that plane, but it was pretty loud. Welcome to rural North Carolina. Anyways, curb appeal, super important. Plant some flowers, put up some ferns, put out a garden gnome, something. Anything helps, truly, because when people are pulling up to look at your house, that is the first thing that they're going to notice is the outside. And that's honestly going to set the tone for how they feel about the inside of your house. So don't forego having a nice curb appeal. The last thing that I notice is that so many FSBOs do not have the paperwork they need. Now, I work in North Carolina, so I know the specifics about what somebody needs to sell a home in North Carolina. And every state's different. You have different paperwork and different kind of hoops that you have to jump through depending on what state you're in. But regardless of the state, there is certain paperwork that you have to have in order to sell your house. And while most of the time somebody gets a real estate agent to do these things, for sale by owner properties do not have that. And so when somebody comes to buy your home, a lot of times they are working with an agent who's going to ask them about those things or who is going to be asking for those things on their behalf. So in North Carolina, this can include paperwork such as a residential property disclosure, a mineral oil and gas rights disclosure, a lead paint disclosure if your home was built before a certain time period, and things like that oftentimes people just aren't aware of because it has a lot of legal jargon and can be a lot to fill out. So having that paperwork is essential to getting your house sold in a timely manner and honestly to getting your home sold at all. So anyways, I hope these 3 little things have been helpful if you are a FSBO, or that they've been interesting if you're just here to enjoy the video. So anyways, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it more than I did, and I'll see you guys soon.